Hi, welcome to AmalgamNation. This week's vid is about Civilization IV and the Civ series of games. Civ is a turn-based strategy game that allows you to do 5 things that can be interesting and fun to experience. First of all, Civ allows you to control an empire or civilization as it grows and evolves. The other 4 are somewhat self-explanatory. You can explore the world as each new game has a new map and random starting locations. You can expand your territory as you play the game, which is in fact the goal of the game. You exploit your resources to help you with your goals, such as expanding your territory. And this last one is completely optional, but it is the most fun part of it because you get to do things that could never be done ever anywhere else, with the exception of very similar games. You get to exterminate your rivals as you play. So, for example, you could have the Vikings wipe out the Americans. In Civ, you can pick from a number of different civilizations to play as. For example, in Civ IV Beyond the Sword expansion, you can pick the Celtic and Viking civilizations from among the many available. Those two stand out to me the most because I enjoy playing as them, and when I reinstalled the game recently and started up a basic Civ IV game, I found my 2 favourite Civs were missing. When I play as the Celts, I get the advantage of starting off with the knowledge of masonry already at my disposal, which means as the Celts I can build city walls for defences early on, whereas my rivals will have to learn about or discover masonry in order to get the same basic defences. Every Civ you can choose from starts off at the same point in time, the year 4000 BC, and they all have their advantages. You could play this game for eternity and still never experience it the same way twice. As you play it, you will have to not only build up your armies and towns, but you will have to research the technology needed to keep advancing. You will also get the opportunity to build the wonders of the world. In one playthrough, China might build their Great Wall, and in the next it might be you playing as America or England or the Celts. You will have to keep your citizens happy as you play, or risk them revolting against you. The game ends when you have conquered the world, won the space race to colonize a distant planet, or if you are unlucky enough to be defeated by having your Civ conquered and wiped from the face of the earth. I must admit that I am not doing this game justice in this vid, but that is hard to do. I mean, the game contains so much content and is always different each time you play. So how do you do something so amazingly complex and fun justice? Simple. You don't try to, you just express your opinions about it. Before I end this vid, I need to say a couple of things. First thing I need to say is that starting next week, there should be an improvement in the quality of the sound in these vids and my other vids, because I should have a new microphone by the end of the week. Secondly, I recently announced on Facebook that I would be starting a magazine. This magazine is something I have wanted to do for some time now, and in hopes of getting it off to an interesting start, I held a small competition for someone to design the cover of the first issue of AmalgamNation. There was some stiff competition and one person's design came out on top. The winner of the competition was Mark Egan. You can see his cover design on screen now. Thank you for watching this vid. As always, remember, play the game and game to play.